All right, what up, guys? So I was just going through the patch notes for the upcoming PTR. So most of this stuff will probably be tweaked before season 8. So let's go ahead and note that this isn't set in stone or anything. That's kind of the point of a PTR. But I noticed that the Barbarian is getting a lot of stuff to Mighty Throw, which really intrigues me. Like a little bit of backstory to my life: when me and my girlfriend first started dating, she threw axes for a living. Um, we have a kid and all that now, so it's long in the past, but it's still kind of part of her personality and things that she likes doing. So whenever they initially announced Mighty Throw in Diablo, I was like, oh, sick. And it was okay for the first season it was out, but um, since then it's kind of fallen off. But this will definitely revive it, so that will probably be what we go with. And just even though it's probably not the best, it'll probably be an axe that my character throws, even though it's doesn't really need DOT. I think DOT is what's on axis, right? But anyway, let's start with the Barbarian. It's at the top of the list. Bane of Ajidin, I think that's how you pronounce that. They are a pair of unique gloves, plus up to 6 ranks of Mighty Throw, which 6 ranks is quite a bit of damage. 150% critical strike damage to 10 Fury per second, which will definitely be useful since you're going to change it into a core skill and it's going to use Fury. And then 12.5% cooldown reduction, which is awesome. Unique power, this part's not so awesome, but it's not bad. Every 12 seconds, your next Mighty Throw detonates its pulse instantly as fire damage and deals up to 600% increased damage. That part doesn't matter all that much, but definitely the gloves having the ranks to Mighty Throw, the critical strike damage, cooldown reduction, and the Fury per second, especially the cooldown reduction when it is paired with the aspect that's going to be with it. Aspect of delayed extinction. On offensive aspect, Mighty Throw and Steel Grasp now gain multiplicative damage instead of cooldown reduction from cooldown reduction, or instead of cooldown from cooldown reduction, and their damage is increased by another up to 250% multiplicative. Mighty Throw is going to be where it's at. 250% multiplicative? Jesus Christ, and you can just stack so much CDR from everything. Um, Come on, do the math here. How much CDR can you get off Harlequin Crest? Let's go Shaco. Diablo 4. What's the new stuff on Shaco? I don't know if this is right. I think it is 20% damage reduction, so you can get up to 20% multiplicative damage. Plus whatever you get from the ranks on plus armor, which you don't really need as Barbarian, so that doesn't really matter. It might be worth it over using the shit, what is it called? Air of Perdition. Gives you 6% multiplicative damage, but between the ranks to Mighty Throw you would gain, plus the ranks to other skills, plus the 20% cooldown reduction that will go up if you can get a triple crit into the Shaco. I know that we're kind of veering off track here a lot, but let's take a look. It actually might be kind of nuts. We go to Shaco, and you have here Masterwork, and you triple crit it 54%. So yeah, this will definitely be the way. Plus you get the damage reduction and the max life. Yeah, this will definitely be the way for Mighty Throw. Oh, it's so good. All right, I have not read at all the rest of this. This is the first time I'm seeing any of it. I just decided to make a video as I go over it because the Mighty Throw got me super excited. Gathlin's Birthright, which is a helmet, so it's already competing for a very, like, slot, right? Like, you got the Air Perdition, which is good, maybe not the best, but good in every single class, and typically is the best. The only thing it doesn't, just the 60% damage. Let's say it, 60% damage on what is it, Sorcerers. It's kind of better for the armor to have a Shaco, but for damage it's Air Perdition for most stuff except for Druids, because Druid uses Vassal's Prayer and Tempest Roar, which is what this is also competing with, except for this is for human form. So let's see. Anima of the Forest grants 15% attack speed, which is inherent. What? Anima of the Forest. Where you get Anima of the Forest from? Oh, okay, that's part of its unique power. Okay. Up to 15% increased willpower. That's nice. Armor. That's nice. Ranks of Humanity. That's the one where you do damage as a human, so that's not bad. 17.5 to 20% movement speed while in human form. That's not bad either. While in human form, critical striking enemies with nature magic 400 to 200 times grants you Anima of the Forest. Critical striking enemies with nature magic 400-200 times grants you Anima of the Forest. Oh, so you have to critical strike a lot. Oh my god, that's a lot. I don't know about it. Grants you Anima of the Forest for 10 seconds. While infused with Anima of the Forest, you gain the Perfect Storm and Earthen Might key passives. So you have to, on the best case scenario, you have to crit 200 times per 10 seconds to make this work the way you want it to. Ranks of Humanity is nice. That's like, what, 15% multiplicative damage in human form. Willpower is nice. But I'm not feeling the unique power, to be honest. Aspect of Impending Doge. It's a defensive aspect. Storm Strike's damage is increased by 50% multiplicative and increases the damage the target takes from your other skills by 40% for 6 seconds. So I can see this being good if Stormclaw comes back, because you do the thing where when you cast Claw, you cast Storm Strike. So then Storm Strike will increase all damage by 40%. So then your Claw, on top of your Storm Strike, deal extra damage. So I could see it being useful if that is a path that you go down. I was thinking during Season 7 to make a Stormclaw build, but there's nothing to buff basic skills, so it would have been at best like a C class build or C tier build. Like, wasn't really worth all the effort. Let's go down to the Necromancer. Sanquivor? Sanquivor? Blade of Zur. Zur is the most badass ladder boss as far as appearance goes and like his style. You know, apparently this is going to be a what is it? A minions build. Anyway, inherent 60% skeletal mage and golem damage, so it does nothing for the warriors. 50% chance for Army of the Dead to deal double damage. Well, this season anyway, most of the minion builds don't use Army of the Dead. It uses I can't remember the name of it, but it's not Army of the Dead. 188 intelligence, that's not bad, but I wish it was a percentage. Max life, not bad. Plus 2 ranks of skeletal mastery, and all of them, including the golem. That's good. That's what you would want there. Unique power. Your summons damage afflict enemies with Vampiric Curse. Consuming a corpse also contributes a soul to Vampiric Curse, which can now stack up to 20 souls. Army of the Dead can now unleash the souls from Vampiric Curse, causing both Army of the Dead and souls to deal 10% increased damage per soul unleashed. I don't really think this is the best. It's good for the ranks to Skeletal Warrior Mastery. It'll give you like 10% more damage to your warriors and mages. I don't really think it's worth, because you can just run Grandfather, which has a lot of changes, by the way, coming to the way that ladder bosses and stuff work, and I think it's going to be harder to farm Uber uniques. But unless I'm just understanding it incorrectly, I don't think I am, but maybe. Aspect of Service and Sacrifice. Skeleton warriors explode on death. Well, immediately it doesn't. Your skeletal warriors don't really die. Anyway, skeletal warriors explode on death, dealing up to 200% physical damage to surrounding enemies. They lose 25% health per second while in combat. Okay, so means every 4 seconds they'll die. Skeleton mages, or no, because it would go to 75%. Is it 25% of their total life? So it would be like 25, 50, 75, 100 dead. Or would it go like, 100 to 75, and then 25% of 75, whatever the hell that is. I can't math in my head. And then 25%, whatever that is. I don't know. Skeleton mages take 90% reduced damage and deal 100% increased damage. Now that's nice. I don't know if it'd be worth, because it's only the mages. It's not the warriors and the mages. So I'm not really too sure on that. Season 7, I tried to make a build for this, but I don't know. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Band of Icarus Rose for the rogue. These are gloves. Plus 4 maximum poison traps. That's cool. I don't know any build that really cares about poison traps, but I remember during Season 1, Poison Trap was something we were messing with when Twisting Blades was the best PvP class, and people actually play PvP, but I don't know. 50% attack speed, maximum poison resistance, and chance for Poison Trap to cast twice. Poison Trap always deals its full damage over 3 seconds, and it benefits from all its upgrades, which are increased by 100% multiplicative. Poison Trap also benefits from combo points. That's cool. Has no cooldown during Inner Sight. Cooldown is reduced by preparation. Well, how can you have both of those? You can't. That's the answer, I'm pretty sure. Because either you have combo points, Inner Sight, or preparation. Okay, so it's telling you like to pick one, and you'll get one thing. Okay, I don't know. Not as cool. Yeah, not as cool. Offensive aspect of contamination. Traps burst for 250% poison damage when it triggers. If this burst critically strikes, you deal 40% multiplicative increased poison damage for 5 seconds. So Poison Trap bursts for 250% poison damage. Okay, that's not horrible, but not great. If it critical strikes, you deal 40% increased poison damage for 5 seconds. I don't know. I don't know how these are going to work. I don't think these are going to like change the game very much. Sorcerer, Hail of Verglas, which is a helm. Again, that's a very competitive spot. It's going to be ice shards apparently. Max cold resist, intelligence, max life, attack speed. Ranks in ice shards. Unique power. Ice shards now spreads out with 2 additional shards. You deal 1.5% multiplicative increased damage for each time ice shards damages an enemy for 5 seconds, up to 75%. That is actually, that is really good. If each of those ice shards that spreads has full damage, this will be pretty nice. And ice shards might be a kind of a viable build. I ran ice shards in season 5, I think. I think it was 5. Maybe it was 6 after I got done with the Spiritborn. I can't remember, but it wasn't bad then, so maybe this will make it not bad at all. Look at the aspect. Shivering aspect. Enemies take up to 40% increased damage based on how much they are chilled or staggered, and you apply more chill. So this is good. This is actually good because I'm pretty sure Ice Shards adds a decent amount of stagger to bosses. So you'll do that 40% increase, or up to that 40% increased damage fairly decently. Okay, I mean, I could see it. I could see it working. I don't know if there's anything that's better, but it's not bad. Yeah, Spiritborn is the last one. Sunbird's Gorget is an amulet, so it is a very competitive spot, but I can see these right here, so it's going to be something nice for Jaguars. 30% resistance to all elements, that's nice. I think all amulets do 30%, right? I can't remember. Maybe it's only 25% unless it's this unique amulet, I'm not sure. 25% movement speed, ranks to potent and furnace. That is freaking gnarly. Picking up a Storm Feather forms a firestorm around you for 8 seconds, dealing 300% fire damage every half second. That's decent. Every 5 additional Storm Feathers you pick up intensifies the firestorm, increasing its damage by 100%, but not refreshing its duration. The firestorm is considered to be an Eagle, Jaguar, and Storm Feather skill. That's gnarly. That is really gnarly. I could see this definitely being like a pretty good build. I mean, it's just an amulet where you can go get ranks to potent and furnace. So even if you don't care about this unique power, this could be a good way to get an amulet that has those 2 things on it in like early game, so that you don't have to find an amulet with both of them on it, right? That's if you're just playing a Jaguar build, because everything on it is pretty decent, and if you do like anything that forms any kind of Storm Feathers, you'll also get that unique power. I think this is an awesome amulet for like a filler, and also if you could possibly make a build around it that's pretty decent. Rip and Tear aspect. Rushing Claw deals 30% increased damage. Already love it because Rushing Claw looks cool. It just doesn't do a lot of damage, and is empowered based on how many charges it has when you cast. So 4 charges, strikes an additional time, 3 guarantees critical strike, guaranteed overpower. That's nice, and then heals you for 50% of your maximum life. Not bad, not great, but not bad. If you're going to do a Rushing Claw build, the 30% increased damage, obviously worth. When I said decent, it's about the 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just like the last video, my kiddo's getting whiny, so I'm going to dip out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all generic YouTube stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next one, whenever that's going to be.